believe. I thought it would be appropriate at Kelvin's kind invitation to say a few words today. Excuse me if I use my notes, but there are a lot of things I want to say, and I wouldn't want to miss anything out. Well, to celebrate 60 years of ordained is really quite a rare event. 50 years would be remarkable, but 60 is actually quite exceptional. But as I looked through the order of service that we've just celebrated this morning, I couldn't help but notice how David had quite deliberately set his own personal celebration within the context of our regular Lenten worship. It was as if to say, with the modesty we've come to know and love him for, today is not just about me. But I hope you'll forgive me, David, if I say, yes, well. Nevertheless, we would still like to say very much how much we have come to value you and your ministry over the course of the last 25 years. Now, of course, we do recognise that the most active period of your ministry was in the preceding 35 years, mainly in the Diocese of Gloucester, of course. But I can only speak today of what we ourselves have come to know. Sure, I'm quite sure in the belief that what we have known will certainly be true of what proceeded before in Gloucester. But what we know and what we have experienced at first hand is the very caring way of the faithful shepherd. Someone who's shown his care through his pastoral visits to members of the church, not least in taking communion to the housebound, helping them to feel still very much a valued part of the life of the church. And from a personal point of view, I myself can testify to the great support David was to me, sharing my duties, helping whenever I went away with the help of others like Jenny, Jack, Stuart, to cover whenever I went away on holiday, to cover during my sabbatical, enabling me to feel fully confident when I went away that everything here was in very safe hands, not least with David. But all of that is just for starters. David's great interest, as you all know, is liturgy. And you won't need reminding of the many special services which he's devised for us over the years, especially for church festivals. Services which were devised to help us explore the meaning behind these flagship events. Of course, like today, they were always meticulously planned, and they were aimed at enabling as many people as possible to take part. Musicians, readers, acolytes, if not exactly the butcher, baker and candlestick maker, then certainly the candlestick bearers. Everyone enjoying having a very important role to play. Beyond that, of course, David developed the genre of reflective Eucharists, initially at St. Thomas's, but then taking us out in and around Salisbury to get to know a number of wonderful churches where we could celebrate Eucharist together. And not only were these buildings a delight to worship in, they also had one very important common feature. They were all near a good pub, where we could go for a good meal afterwards. And knowing St. Thomas's as well as I do, these unsurprisingly always proved very popular. Nor can I fail to mention the way in which David has shared his personal interests with us through his illustrated talks, things like Grapevine, the Olive Branch, especially about his love of all things Welsh. Now, I don't remember this extending to Rugger exactly, but it certainly included Wales's wonderful castles, its abbeys, and especially its waterfalls. Now, not only did David's research take him all over Wales, but he also shared many of the fruits of his discoveries with the National Library of Wales, the permanent record for their archives. So if we do the maths, not my strong subject, even so I can work out that David's longest single period of ministry, albeit in so-called retirement, has actually been here at St. Thomas's. And today, as we join with him in celebrating this very special occasion, so also, I'm sure I speak on behalf of you all in saying that we very much want to say thank you. We want to say thank you for responding to the call to be ordained. We want to say thank you for inviting us to be part of this wonderful celebration and your hospitality now. We want to say thank you for blessing us so richly by all that you contributed to our common life and for your ministry here. And we pray that God's blessing may rest upon you not only today, but for many years to come as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles, for your time and very unworthy words. But it's been a wonderful time to be here to retire to St. Thomas's 25 years ago. It's been a wonderful church, and I've enjoyed my ministry with you, with David, and now with Kelvin, who's showing us the way. And my congratulations to you all on creating this wonderful atmosphere through the church layout here. It's a great privilege to celebrate the Eucharist this morning in this fantastic altar. The trouble when you celebrate it, it's so beautiful. You get distracted. The symmetry of it all. It really is a fantastic piece of work. How they managed to do it, I have no idea, but it is wonderful. And the church wardens here have worked so hard, along with John, he's somewhere here, the chairman of our quest. Yeah, thank you. It really is amazing what has been done, and by the rest of you who supported him and his committee. And we thank you so much for coming this morning. It's meant a lot to me, and it's a privilege to be able to celebrate for me for the first time at that altar. Normally my celebrations are in people's homes around a dining room table, but equally good. This is very special today, so thank you all so much, and I hope I'll be with you for a bit longer.